Out of all the plate lunches you can get in Hawaii, perhaps one of the most iconic, the most classic, is Shoyu Chicken. It's actually one of the easiest ones to make. We'll start with some nice aromatic ginger. About 1 to 2 inches will do fine. Peel the skin and slice it up so that it can release its wonderful aroma. I really want to try to recreate the flavor of those classic old lunch wagons that my dad and I would visit when I was a kid. It's a truly nostalgic flavor, and I really want to try to figure it out. For Shoyu Chicken, you definitely want to use bone-in, skin-on thighs. We're going to use a big family pack, about 4 to 5 pounds of chicken thighs. And you want nice, big, thick ones. I swear, the Tyson ones I usually buy keep getting smaller and smaller. I didn't brown the outside of my chicken in oil first this time, but that probably has a notable influence on the flavor as well. Let me know if you try it and think that's better. Getting the perfect blend of flavors in the sauce is a little tricky. Besides the ginger, here's the blend I've got so far. You need a little bit of brown sugar to sweeten it up, but you don't want it overpoweringly sweet. I've tried different amounts, and I think a 1/4 cup is just right. Here you want to use brown sugar, not white sugar, so you have a deeper, more caramelized flavor. For a dish called Shoyu Chicken, of course the key seasoning here is going to be shoyu, but the type of shoyu really matters here. I've tried it with authentic Japanese kikkoman, but for a real local taste, you gotta use a real locally brewed shoyu, Aloha shoyu. Although you've got your sugar to sweeten things up, you also want to add a little bit of mirin, which adds its own unique flavor. Trying to master the perfect blend is like trying to recreate the Colonel's secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. And finally, a cup of water too. At a lunch wagon, the Shoyu Chicken could be sitting there soaking everything in all day. Maybe that makes the difference. Then, we let it simmer on the stove for a good hour, so the chicken will be super tender and soak up all those flavors. Of course, you can't get any kind of plate lunch in Hawaii without the standard scoop of mac salad on the side. For mac salad, you would think that the main ingredient would be elbow macaroni, and for most places it is. But a few of the really old school places would use broken up pieces of spaghetti instead of macaroni. And the spaghetti is cooked fully soft, not al dente as you would normally do. To me, mac salad made that way is just so nostalgic. The best Shoyu chicken always came from the lunch wagons that would roam around town feeding hungry workers long before the food trucks ever became a thing on the mainland. And it's the taste that I'm really aiming for. Just like which shoyu you use for the Shoyu Chicken really matters, so does the mayonnaise that you put in your mac salad. My favorite has always been the classic Best Foods. That's the one my popo would use, but my wife wanted me to eat a little healthier, and the olive oil version has less fat. Most places will dress up their mac salad with a bit of grated carrot. Besides letting you pretend that you're getting some vegetables in your salad, the orange color gives it a nice visual appeal against the stark white mayo and pasta. Honestly, I'm not really sure how 2 scoops of rice and 1 scoop of mac salad became the standard for all of our plate lunches. But I just can't argue with how good that creamy mayo-infused pasta goes against the savory entrees. The fancier places will also add in just a little bit of celery to give the salad a little bit of crunch. Maybe a little salt and pepper, but that's usually it. The mac salad you normally get with your plate lunch is a bit minimalist. Here though, we're going to gussy up our salad a little. We're going to enhance the tanginess of the mayo with just a little bit of vinegar. Not too much, you don't want it to be too tart, just a little tangier than ordinary mayo. And we're going to balance out that tanginess with just a little bit of sugar to sweeten it up. Again, not too much. Then, add in a bit of black pepper for the aroma. Since we're making a fancier mac salad, I also want to add in a bit more actual vegetables. I have a little bit of frozen peas left in my freezer, just enough for my salad. Also, a few more flavors to add to the blend. First, a little pinch of salt, and then a teaspoon of Grey Poupon. You really don't want to taste the mustard, you just want a hint of it that will have people guessing as to the taste. Finally, since we've got that nice pot simmering on the stove, just throw an egg in it for about 8 minutes. Of course, cool it off under cold water before you try peeling it and cutting it. But you want to mince it up into tiny bits and throw it in the salad. With the mayo and the hint of mustard, we're borrowing flavors of a good egg salad to add to our mac salad. Shoyu Chicken was one of the classic plate lunch entrees. I mean, all the Asian cultures have their own version of soy sauce, but Japanese shoyu and Chinese See Yau have their own distinct tastes. While there is Chinese See Yau Gai and Japanese Nitsuke, Shoyu Chicken has become a local flavor. If you go to any good okazuya, like Sekiya's or Fukuya's, besides Shoyu Chicken, you can also get good Shoyu Hot Dogs. Now you could use any ordinary hot dog, but for that truly local taste, you gotta use Redondo's Hawaiian winners. Don't adjust your screen, they really are that red. Why? It's not because they're super spicy, but they are more heavily spiced. Just simmer them all together in the pot with the chicken for about 30 minutes. And that's it! My Shoyu Chicken. My Shoyu Hot Dogs. And my local style mac salad. If you're not familiar, Hawaii's plate lunch culture actually goes all the way back to our sugarcane plantation days. Those days at lunch, the plantation workers would sit around and share the food that each worker brought from their own culture. Everyone had the common bed of rice, but on top, everyone would get to try Chinese chasiu, Japanese katsu, Filipino adobo, and so on. Eventually, this evolved into our modern-day plate lunch, with 1 or 2 choices from that array of cultures, 2 scoops of rice, and 1 scoop of mac salad. Oh yeah! After simmering for so long, the chicken is really fall off the bone tender, the way it should be, and the meat just soaks up all the salty, sweet umami of the shoyu base. I think this blend really works, but let me know if you have a different blend you think works better. I'd love to try. My favorite part though has to be that super unctuous chicken skin. Exactly the opposite of the crunchy skin on a fried chicken, this skin just melts in your mouth. The Shoyu hot dogs are great too. They're so much more flavorful than a regular hot dog, especially if you use Redondos for all those added spices. Shoyu hot dogs gotta eat with rice. And of course, a mac salad is such an essential plate lunch accompaniment. It's so good. Shoyu chicken is just one of the most classic island flavors. When you're eating it, you can feel a sense of the place, the history, and the nostalgia in every mouth-watering bite.